I was just saying I might crap out a couple of times because I'm on Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everyone.
So am I. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Deconversion Stories. I'm your host, Neil the 604 Atheist, and today with me I have the wonderful Lauren K.R., also known as Skeptic She. Her channel is linked down below, as well as her Instagram and Twitter, if you guys want to follow, because she's pretty awesome. So anyways, Lauren, what I do here is I talk to people about, how and why they left religious beliefs behind, and their journeys from that point to becoming the atheist activist, if that's the case, that they are today. So why don't you take us back to those early moments when you first started realizing that this stuff was all nonsense, and what led you to us now?
Man, so I think I started questioning things at a really young age because we were taught, and I mentioned this in my first video, in second grade we were taught about dinosaurs, third grade we were taught about evolution, and then mixed in with that, we had other teachers teaching us about literal biblical creationism. So I noticed some contradictions right off the bat, but I just kind of thought that God somehow made it all compatible. So I didn't ever seriously consider that Christianity itself might not be true until about a year after college, or maybe like my last year of college.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from third grade to that point, you were still kind of clinging on, sort of thing?
Oh, yeah. And and the indoctrination is just constantly reinforced when you're that young.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, that's the best time to get the kids, right, is when they're young, and they trust everyone that's telling them this stuff. Well, they wouldn't lie to me, so it's not that they're lying, because those people themselves were also indoctrinated, so they think they're telling truthful things, right?
Yep.
Oh, so carry on.
What's that?
I said carry on.
Sorry, I need better headphones that are actually for streaming, because these are like noise canceling, so I can't hear myself talk.
Well, so then just
what?
Put them in one ear, and
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Let's see. I started out Catholic, born and raised Catholic, and I was telling B Mills about this last weekend. Catholicism was actually the most progressive to me, because later I went to a Lutheran high school, and then after that, when I was on my own with my faith, I was pretty much evangelical, non-denominational, whatever you want to call it. So Catholicism, I think, actually was pretty effective at keeping me in, because I thought they were pretty reasonable in terms of at least scientific progress. Modern Catholics are a lot more open to evolutionary theory. Mm-hmm. So I was able to do a lot more, mental gymnastics and having some cognitive dissonance between God creating everything, but doing it through evolution. It just, fit in a nice, neat little package for me for 20 odd years.
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah. And then mid-college, so I was probably like 21 or so, I started taking a New Testament as literature class. And because it was a public school, they didn't teach theology or anything. So it was the first time I got to actually study the Bible from a non-apologetics perspective, and got to actually see how it was assembled, and how a small group of powerful men decided what was and was not gospel. And that was the biggest lens over my faith for me. And I stayed Christian for another 2-3 years after that, but that really, really hurt my faith and caused me to question a lot of stuff. But my friends would just reel me back in by showing me, William Lane Craig and all those other apologists that sound way smarter than they are.
Yeah, I like the way you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it really bizarre that I'm not seeing the comments on the side, which is odd, because you are. Yeah. I've got like IQ's first comment, and then the two I made, and then that's it. That's it. That's really weird, but that's okay. It's okay. I've also got it pulled up right here. So
on YouTube, yeah.
So I'll just I can do it through here as well. Like, I'll keep an eye on if anyone has questions for you, that kind of thing. Right?
Okay.
But they could also save it for the after party people.
Yeah. Math Pig says, I love Catholics.
Oh, all right. William
I
Lane
think
Craig
most of
is
the world
amazing.
hates them because, what's that?
Math Pig has also said William Lane Craig is amazing, which I don't understand. But okay. He's amazing at using word salad, that's for sure.
Yeah. He's not stupid, but yeah.
Oh, hey, Wolf. Wolf the Red is with us. I interviewed him a little while ago.
Pagans where?
Pagans, that's okay. I'm okay with pagans like Ocean and stuff, and I've met him in person. I mean, if it wasn't for me talking him into actually going to Faithless Forum, he may not have gone, and he's really glad that he did now because
nice.
we have a similar agenda when it comes to keeping religion out of state and stuff like that, right? So
yeah, I really want to go to Faithless Forum, preferably no later than 2021, maybe.
Well, it's coming up this year. I'm going to be there again myself. So
yeah, I would love to go this year, but I'm in the process of planning my wedding, so that's gonna probably cost a chunk of change.
Yeah, it might. I mean, it wasn't too bad for me. I think I bought the tickets early, like the plane tickets early, so I think I paid $480 return.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
I'm a penny pincher though, so I'm just like I like to make maybe one big travel expense per year, max 2, and then I'm like, I need to wait another year before I buy plane tickets, because at least in the States they're stupid.
Believe me, it costs me more to go into anywhere in Canada than it does for me to go down to the States. So
okay.
Yeah. Oh, you got a tattoo? What's a tattoo?
Oh, I have a bunch. There's 3 different artists. So I have a gypsy.
Oh, cool.
And I have a big old snake. It's upside down, but yeah.
Awesome.
And this, I can't get a good angle on that, but there's a bird.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have a bunch on my legs.
Very cool.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's get. So you say that you finally sort of by college you finally found your way out of it. What was it that convinced you that to leave religion behind?
Yeah, so it wasn't until a year after college that I officially left. Strangely enough, and I did not plan this at all, but strangely enough, it was about 6 months after I went through a breakup with a pastor.
Oh.
Yeah, I had been dating a seminarian, and I was like all in, talking about marriage and stuff, and that did not end well, and I'm glad it ended, because then for whatever reason, like 5-6 months later, for unrelated reasons, I was really, really questioning things. I think it was at band practice. I've been in a couple of bands before, which we should talk about because you play too.
Well, I planned on getting to it. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yeah. But we were at band practice, and I was just having a really simple conversation with my drummer, and it was nothing special or academic or anything, but he just asked me some really simple questions that I guess I was at a point in my doubt where it sort of collapsed everything. He would ask stuff like, isn't praying in church just group thought? Because, I told him that we think praying in church makes it more effective. Bullshit like that.
Right.
And there were little arguments that I made. And when I heard them coming out of my mouth, I was like, wait, I need to question this more. Like one thing I remember saying to him was, do you really last over 2,000 years? And he was, because that was stuff that I had heard, my parents say and stuff like that. And he was like, I don't know, it could. I really think it could. So, and I had never thought of it that way before. And that combined with the class I had on the New Testament and a whole bunch of other stuff, actually reading the Bible on my own time.
I can't tell you how many times I hear that. People always say, to them, once I actually read the thing, and then, they delve into the other books too. And it's like, holy cow, man, this can't be, this is like what the fuck? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you start to worship the holy cow instead of the Judeo-Christian God, right? That was a stretch. I don't even know if that was a joke.
Well, the holy cow would be in India, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
you get killed for that in the Bible.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, look at the name of one of Seth Anders' books, right? What the hell? No Sacred Cows or something like that, or
yeah.
And when he said, I have it here somewhere, which
I need to actually read his stuff.
He actually signed it for me, which was pretty damn cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he was a great interview too. He's so like well spoken, and then of course I get all these messages on Twitter after chatting with him. Hi Shannon, you didn't miss anything, except that I'm wearing this fabulous T-shirt that you can get from Shannon's merch store.
I need to do that.
Yeah, it's
Hi, Shannon.
It's just I kept getting emails, or not email, but messages on Twitter from people saying, just listening to you and Seth talk together was like weird atheist ASMR or something like that. Right? The way our voices are or something, I suppose.
Just the nice radio voices.
Yeah. Actually, one of the guys I know that's a DJ here at one of our local, or was a DJ at one of our local rock stations called CFox. His name's Todd Hancock, and he actually, they did a whole employee switchover thing, so they kind of canned him and a few other people and kept a few people, and so he does his own podcast now called the Toddcast Podcast. And I've gone to a bunch of his shows that he's hosted and stuff like that, and he always told me, he says, you should be doing what I do, man. You got a great radio voice. You should be. I go, yeah, my mom says I got a face for radio. I should be doing that.
Come on now.
Oh, she's just kidding.
I know.
I think she's the only one that thinks I'm actually a decent looking guy. So there you go. Always count on mom for those kind of things. All right. We keep distracting ourselves.
That's what a conversation is.
This is true. And I actually encourage it on my show because I think, really I like to talk about the deconversions because I do believe that can help people. But I also just getting to know everyone a little bit better. And that's why the conversations kind of diverge from time to time.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Get a little bit to get that way. And when we, like if you come down to Faithless Forum and I'm there on that specific year, which I plan on being there for at least for the foreseeable future every year. So that way I say, yeah, we know each other, and let's go give each other big hugs and have a drink or something. Right. And it's like, we've all been friends forever kind of thing.
Yeah. That's so awesome. This is such a great community.
It is. I'm really proud to be a part of it too.
Yeah, me too.
And quite pleased that people accepted me. So there you go.
Same here. I was not expecting it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was Drew, I think, that put you in people's eye, I guess. Was it Drew or Thomas?
The one who's been supporting me a lot and who shared me with a ton of people was Jeff from Blue Collar Heathen.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Jeff's a good guy. I've had him on here.
Yeah, you guys should subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah, he's under sub too, and he always talks about some really important stuff too on his show. So
when he's not paramedicing.
Yeah, which he's doing tonight apparently.
Yes. Yeah.
So, how about your family? Are they quite religious? Like, how did they take it when you sort of told them that you were falling away from the faith? Yeah, so I don't know. I've been scolded for saying things about my family on the internet when they're not here to defend themselves, but I think this is, a pretty understanding community. Yeah, but I mean, it's not that you're saying things that they need to defend. You're just telling a story of how you came away and some of the results of that. Yeah, that's true. Right? So. That's true. My eyelashes are sticking together. I'm trying to remember. So there was one member of my family that technically deconverted, called themselves agnostic way before I did, like a year and a half before I did, when I was still very much Christian. And my parents were really kind of upset about that family member. And
I was like, well, I'm glad it's not me. And then, you know, as that year went on, and I eventually became an atheist, it took me a while to finally tell my parents. And when I told them, I really don't think it was the right time, because I was very much in the excited, angry, new atheist phase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my telling them, I kind of chose to do it out of nowhere. And I was originally planning to tell them just in a natural conversation, but it just never came up. So I was like, I'm just going to bring it up. And upon bringing it up, I was already nervous and kind of defensive. So we ended up fighting on the phone just immediately.
Oh, you did this over the phone?
Yeah. Well, I moved across the country 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. But actually, no, I was still living fairly close to them when this happened. But we just hardly ever drove out to see each other. I think we lived about 40 minutes apart. So it was just far enough where they didn't make the trip out to see me very much, which is fine. But I don't know why I just decided to call them and just get it done with.
Maybe because you were just like, because, you know, it was boiling up inside and you had to release it, I guess, and then let them know. I guess you just want to keep it from them or something.
Yeah, well, and at the time I was still in a place with my parents where when we were in the same room, things were a million times more heated. So, like, I get along with my parents and I love them, but there's a lot of socio-political stuff that we just don't agree on. And at the time I was, even though this was only 5 years ago, I still consider myself a lot less mature 5 years ago. So I couldn't have a calm conversation about this kind of stuff. So I think that freaked them out quite a bit. And they're still pretty miffed about the fact that I'm an atheist, and they're still trying to figure out what exactly that means, but we just don't really talk about it.
You mean what the definition of atheism is?
I guess what it means to me, because I think they have the traditional evil anti-Christian atheist definition in their heads, and I don't know. I can't really shake that, I guess.
Well, just let them know, I guess, that it's not just about Christianity. It's about religion in general and the existence of deities overall, because there have been thousands proposed, right? So.
Yeah, and I addressed this in a previous video, but I don't think it was a choice either, because I don't think what we believe or don't believe is ultimately a choice, because people are like, oh, for example, you can just choose to be Christian again. Well, no, I can't. I could say that I am, but God would know if I were lying, you know?
Exactly.
There are so many factors, even just like the physiology of your brain and how you think, that can contribute to you ultimately deconverting. And so there's not really any blame behind it. It's just a lack of evidence, you know, and I'm sure that you understand that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And being completely unconvinced of the alleged evidence, right? See, atheism isn't really a choice. It's a conclusion you reach after you do your own research or whatever it might be. And you mentioned about the brain. There's actually a case of this guy, I think it was a guy, but anyways, a person who had the corpus callosum severed to deal with some sort of epilepsy issue or something that it was severe. And they severed the corpus callosum, which is the part of the brain that connects the two hemispheres. And half of him was religious and the other half was an atheist, which is bizarre in my mind. But
I've heard
my corpus callosum still connected. So that's probably.
You know, I heard that story and I could not wrap my connected brain around that.
I think I want to change the name of my band to Corpus Callosum now.
You know, that sounds like a death metal band. Not a death metal band.
Does,
like
right?
What is the word I'm thinking of? I don't know.
Just hardcore band, like Corpus Callosum. Like you can put all that cool lettering that some of them do. Just ask Bible Belt Atheist. He knows all about that stuff. He does he gets into the microphone. He's like, like, oh my God, dude. Doesn't your fucking throat destroy itself after doing that? I mean, I can do it too. And there are parts of some of my songs where I do that, but I couldn't do that full time like he does. But he's a young little whippersnapper. So, you know. He's probably got all the juice still in him. Mine's kind of running out. I'm
And
the internet.
me being a singer, I don't attempt the screams.
Yeah, no. I mean, I could do it, but it can ratchet up my voice. And yes, Shannon, I was talking neuroscience is an article I read about that. Because I first heard, I think it was Matt Dillahunty that I first heard that little story about the corpus callosum. So I went and looked it up and did a little research about it. And it's there's actually been a few cases of that. So
Yeah.
I like that. It's interesting.
We have a question. So Mark Caesar asks, was it easier over the phone or would you have preferred it to be in person?
I was going to ask that too.
Yeah.
Get out of my head, Mark.
Definitely easier. Yeah, I think it was easier over the phone for sure because I felt less ganged up on, I guess. But also, I kind of would have preferred to not have told my parents at all unless it was just brought up someday. Because I think I made way too big of a deal out of it. And it's something that, in my opinion, shouldn't be a big deal. It's something that, I was dealing with the facts put before me. And yes, my life changed as a result, but I'm still me and like we still love each other. And that's what matters. So it just ended up being way more drama than it needed to be had I just let it simmer for a while.
Right.
But yeah, the phone was easier.
Yeah, because you're not in reach if they want to slap you, I guess.
Yeah.
But at least, I often hear that people can be disowned by their families or stuff like that. And because, in the Bible it says you must love God or Jesus before your family, your friends, stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's good, I guess, that they don't follow along with that doctrine part.
No, there are definitely conversational topics that I had to take off the table with them because we just don't know how to bring certain things up without arguing about them. But yeah, I'm really glad that they never shunned me or anything. And I wasn't really expecting that because they're not those kind of people, which is good. But they always tell me, especially my dad, like I have opinions and I'm going to tell them to you. So.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
And Mark says he owns me, which is true. Don't forget, that's why he's in my head. And Bible Belt Atheist says he could do gutturals all day, but he can't do the high-pitched screams unless it's a quick share. And that's where I come in. All that stuff, right? So.
Oh, man.
Anyway, sorry, little musical treat there.
No worries.
So to sound like those guys from the glam metal days. Yeah.
It's funny, just your personality and the way you talk reminds me so much of my second guitar teacher. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of
guitar for shit? I can do like a couple of 12 blues bars, and that's about it.
Nice. Have you ever heard of a band called Beatallica before?
Beatallica?
Yeah, they do Beatles songs in the style of Metallica.
What? Are you kidding me?
It's really funny. Yeah, they're hilarious. Like, for example, Hey Jude is called Hey Dude. Yeah, but anyway, the bassist of Beatallica was my guitar teacher. So if you want to, I don't know if you'll see it, but you remind me of him.
Well, maybe it's just a combination of things, the look, the way I am. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. And I think you would appreciate Beatallica.
Mm-hmm. Just the other day, my guitar player from my band sent me a video of Metallica jazz style. I thought it was too funny. I guess they took some live footage of Metallica, and there was this other band that did their songs in jazz style, and they plugged them.
Oh no, you're frozen.
I'm frozen? No.
You're roboting.
Am I?
Oh, okay.
It's on your end because I seem to be fine on my end. But anyways, I was saying that these guys took a live video and put the Metallica jazz style footage or song over top of their live thing, which was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If I can find it, I will see if I can send you the link. It should be in he texted it to me, so I should be able to get it really funny or really easily, and then I'll send it over to you. I can hear fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Maybe it's just me.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're doing the Wi-Fi, it's often better to plug in if you can for doing live streaming.
I can't.
Okay.
My little Ethernet plug-in is like wedged between our microwave and our TV, and it's in the other room, and I can't make it happen.
Your microwave and your TV are next to each other?
Yeah, we have a really tiny apartment. Like our kitchen is in our living room. Yeah, we have a 1-bedroom, and it's actually it's enough space for us, but yeah, the way the outlets are set up and everything, it's not too convenient.
Yeah, that would be the floor planners or the designers of the building that you could.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. I was just thinking it's really easy. You could be watching the Food Network and your food cooking at the same time.
We often do.
There you go.
No, it's mostly true crime on Netflix.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Yes.
I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have anyone, like, once you sort of told people that you were now an atheist, did anyone try to, quote unquote, come to your rescue and bring you back to Christ? Did you have any of that to deal with? Try to proselytize you back in, sort of thing?
Well, surprisingly, mostly strangers. Yeah, mostly that's happened since I started actually making these types of videos on YouTube. Strangers will try to bring me back in, but when I came out to my friends as an atheist, a lot of them, I think, more had the approach of, I feel betrayed and or I want to debate you. So I was kind of surprised at how few of my very, very Christian friends tried to save me. And I was kind of thinking, like, part of me was like, okay, maybe in their minds, they're leaving it up to God. But then on the other hand, isn't part of their job as Christians to try and, keep everyone in the fold?
Yep,
So,
it is. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it says to go out and spread the word, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't like apostates, so they want to try and bring you back in. It's like, sorry, but you, and not even with Wonder Woman's fucking lasso, you're going to pull me back into this thing.
Yeah.
Because once you find your way out, well, I can't say that that's actually true for everyone. I have spoken to a few, not on my show, but, just in general chat, when I chat with a lot of religious folks. Like, it's not really debate style. I do more just calm chatting about stuff like that. Although sometimes I've been known to get into some pretty heated debates, but
Yeah.
just talking to them about how, like, there was a few that I spoke to that were atheists for a while, but then went back, and I'm like, well, what the hell convinced you? And it always, not always, but I would say at least 90% of the time, it comes down to some sort of an experience they had that they couldn't explain, and they figured, well, shit, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a God, and then they go right back into it. But other than that.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because one of my best friends in college, while I was still very Christian, he was very not. He was a full-on atheist and would kind of prod me a little bit about that and tell me why he was really cynical about religion and why he was an atheist and stuff. But with the help of me and his now wife and a few other people, he eventually became Christian, and now he is a pastor.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
way to go, Lauren.
Yeah, I know.
He swapped outfits.
Yeah. And he no longer speaks to me because I think it scares him that we switch places. But
Shannon was asking what your denomination was, so let's remind everyone and her what it was that you were talking about earlier.
I grew up Catholic up through college, and then like mid-college through a year after college, I was evangelical. And while I was dating a Lutheran seminarian, I tried my hand at being Lutheran for a while, but I was basically evangelical at the time.
Right.
Protestant, like after being Catholic.
They're all going on about how I said I got into a heated debate, and they're all like, Neil, getting heated is a scary thought, because Mark knows my stories from when I was a bouncer, and how I had a couple of times I had to pop people's eyeballs out. Like you push and they pop out real easy, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt coming out, but it hurts a fuck of a lot going back in, because then you put them in a little glass and you send them back to the hospital. I've had to do that twice as a bouncer, because they were going to hit me with like bats or weapons and shit, right? So, yeah.
Was this just at a bar or various places?
A bar. I worked at two bars. I was a head bouncer at a place called shit. I can't even remember what the hell it was called. Oh, the Grail. It was called the Grail, and weird. And the other one was because of the popularity of the show at the time. It was called Melrose Place. And it was
yeah.
And they had like Cuban cigars in this thing, and this humidor thing, and this one guy came at me with a fishing bat. It's a bat about 2.5 feet long and a little hook on it. And he came right at me. As he lifted his hand, I just held his hand with one of my hands and stuck my thumb right in there and just popped his eye out. And when he's looking at you with one eye and his foot with the other one, the fight's over.
Holy shit, dude!
I had to do that twice. It's a quick, easy move, and I learned it in Krav Maga when I was in Israel. It's the move that they can teach you there. Yeah, and lucky for the first guy, lucky that there was a Save on Foods, which is like a grocery store, just on the other side of the parking lot, and there was an ambulance there. So I waved over them, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And they came over and they grabbed him and took him to the hospital.
Hey, I beat the shit out of this guy. Can you take him away?
I didn't hit him; just popped his eye. He was going to hit me, so
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's really useful, but that's crazy. Wow.
See, wow. I prefer not to have to go into full-on battle, so that's a maneuver. If I can pull it off right away, I'll do that right away. And like I said, if he's looking at you with one eye and there's foot with the other, fight's over. Right? Because, it hangs out quite a bit, too. It hangs out fairly far. I know. Sorry about that. Try not to visualize. But, yeah, the fight is definitely over.
It hurts my eyeballs.
Okay, don't try it at home, kids. It's not fun, and you're going to hate yourself as they're sticking it back in the socket, okay? So don't do that.
Oh, so going back to, I just slammed my laptop. I'm sorry. Going back to my college friend that I switched places with. Reason I brought that up, and you reminded me, it's because so I ended up listening to his testimony about why he became Christian. And his testimony video he made, he said that he had been involved in a bunch of drugs and like having sex with a bunch of people in high school and all this stuff, and like nothing ever satisfied him until he found Jesus, which is like so typical. and none of it is based in fact. It's all just based in feeling and warm fuzzies and trying to make yourself feel better, and then later justifying it with apologetics, or at least attempting to justify it.
Yeah, it's funny, because if they could only just realize that those warm fuzzy feelings are coming from within.
Yeah.
And they're nothing external is responsible for them.
Yeah, God is up here.
Yeah, that's right. I've kind of posted a meme about that today, actually. And I found it's October, so it's okay to tell jokes about Halloween-y type stuff. But I saw somebody posted a little quote on Twitter today. Says, "It's October, and every time you yawn, a ghost puts his dick in your mouth."
Yep.
I'd never seen anyone say anything like that. It was just the funniest thing in the world. And I read that right after I yawned, and I'm like, "Oh, geez."
It made me want to yawn, because when you think about it.
Yeah. Will this be proof?
Yeah. No, just thinking about yawning makes you want to yawn. Now I bet everyone in the comments is yawning.
Yeah. It's a weird kind of fact that I learned. Yawning, you're more likely to yawn after someone you know and trust yawns than you are, say, on a bus with strangers. If you see a stranger yawn, you're not as likely to yawn, because you're not around. Because yawning makes you close your eyes a lot of the times, right? Mm-hmm. Like try to yawn with your eyes open. It's not easy. It's like trying to sneeze with your eyes open.
Yeah.
But it's a whole trust issue thing, and I think it must be subconscious or something. But it's really bizarre.
I've also heard that it's a common thing in serial killers to not yawn when they're watching a movie with people yawning in it.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
that would make sense. So if
Or
you're
if
hanging
someone
out,
is in the room with them. Yeah. So
okay.
maybe you're a serial killer, Neil.
Oh, no, I like cereal. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Another stupid dad joke. There you go. Just got to
Isn't
read
eating
the
it killing
gum.
it though?
Yes, and I love every time I crunch, I hear the screams. Sorry, Captain.
Do you poke out Captain Crunch's eyeball?
I tried, but the box, it gets in the way.
Oh man.
Didn't anybody tell you how insane I was?
I know this, but so am I.
I think we all have our own level of insanity.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why we all come along. What's going on?
Inquisitive Quandary posted a link to my music page with all my really old tunes on it, so thank you for doing that.
All mine are really old too, the stuff I got on SoundCloud, but
yeah, and then B Millsabub, where was it? He says, isn't sneezing with your eyes open physically impossible? I think according to Mythbusters, yes.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
They're saying if you didn't, your eyes might pop out. And you don't have to sneeze to do that. I could do that for you.
Yeah. There's Blue Collar Heathen.
There he is. Hey, Jeff. Out there saving lives. That's why I like Jeff. He's like me. He likes to save lives. Of course, he does it as a medic or whatever the fuck you call him, paramedic. And
paramedic, yeah.
And I do it as a blood donor. So there you go. We're peas in a pod.
There you go.
Right? Sort of.
The one time, we're getting so derailed, but the one time.
It's okay. I like this. I'm gonna make Jeff a moderator because he's worthy of it.
Nice. Jeff, be careful. Don't get too caught up in your phone while you're at a gas station.
Well, Frustrated Atheist once said I was like Oprah with the wrenches. You get a wrench and you get a wrench.
I think Shannon Q is like that too.
Yeah, she's pretty good too. She gave me one for her shows. So I've always I could do stuff like that, like post links and shit when I'm on there.
Oh,
I think she took off, but she's got a house full of little mutant humans with her right now, so she's got to watch over the youngins.
Oh yeah.
She did fireworks. She did fireworks. I'm like, fuck, I need a mom like Shannon Q for God's sakes, man. I like blowing shit up.
What was I just saying?
I don't know, man. I'm get sidetracked. That's okay. Well, I think you were still talking something about college, so.
I don't remember. But
something about a friend of yours or something like that. I can't remember.
Look at Andy Fellows' question. Do you see it?
Andy Fellows? I did not. I don't even see is he here? I didn't even see him sneak in. It must be way. Is he hey?
He says if your eyes pop out when you yawn, does the dick still go into your mouth or in an eye socket?
Okay, dude, now we're just going into territories I was unprepared for.
Andy, we'll do some peer-reviewed studies on this.
There you go. I'm not volunteering for that crap. I don't think your eyes will pop out if you're yawning. But we could do it intentionally just to find out if that's the case. Of course, come on, guys. Ghosts aren't fucking real, okay?
I was going to say, first we need to demonstrate that ghosts are real before we do this particular experiment.
Right. Exactly. If ghosts were real, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Let's just put it that way, because there's some people that I knew in my life that had passed on that hated me, and they'd probably be all over me, haunting the shit out of me. But that's why I don't think they're real.
Doorknob Head says we were talking about college parties that I regret. I guess we are. My version of partying was doing all of my weekend homework on a Friday night and then writing songs on the weekend and then going to bed.
Uh-oh. Math Pig, are you wanting a wrench too? Is that what you're whining about over there? There you go, buddy.
The Bible says wine and ye shall receive.
Wine? You shall receive.
Just whine for stuff and you'll get it.
I just gave one to Andy too. I'm just giving them away. Give them away. When you buy a new truck through us, I'll give you a free wrench. I sound like one of them cheap car salesmen. Huh? Now everybody in there's got a fucking wrench now. Okay, guys, do some link posting. That's what moderators are supposed to do. They're supposed to post all the links, and it's IQ does it all the time because he is the moderator extraordinaire.
MathBase says Weiner confirmed.
Yeah.
Only it says confirmind.
Yeah. Actually, Andy's interview is coming up on my channel.
Nice.
Yeah.
That should be cool. I'll try to watch that.
Yeah, but once again, David Worley fucking scooped out from under me. He's done that a bunch of times. Oh, you're interviewing so-so? Okay. Well, when? Oh, such and such date. I'll get him in before you prick. Like, David.
David, no, you cannot post links to Pornhub, and I am doing an interview with David next weekend, I believe. Maybe the weekend after. I don't know.
Awesome. Andy, you'll be on October 16th.
I think we're doing the 12th. Let me see. Yes, it is the 12th.
Awesome. But my next one is Signeto, which is a guy on Twitter. He's not super well known, but he really wanted to share the story. So I said for sure. And I still don't have anyone for October 9th. I actually saved that spot for Christina Rad because she's here on the West Coast right now with my friend Thomas. So
oh, cool.
Yeah. So she actually just followed me on Twitter today because I've been trying to get in touch with her because she didn't realize that she wasn't already following me, which is why I couldn't message her.
Oh.
So I'll message her tomorrow and we'll set it up. I have October 9th held for her. So yeah, which is next Wednesday. Hopefully she'll be okay with that.
Yeah, let's hope. I always like when you can actually get in the same room with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm hoping at some point I'll be able to do a live stream where I'm in the same room with people. I live quite close to Mr. Atheist, but he does not know that I exist yet. So
Jimmy doesn't know that you exist? Really?
Nope.
Wow.
As far as I know.
It's okay. He knows I exist. He knows I exist very well, actually, and he still ignores me. So
he's a busy guy.
I know. I'm just bugging. He's cool people, but he's extremely busy. Trying just to even get him to return a message is a chore sometimes. But yeah. I bug him during his live streams and say stuff, and he's like, "I know, Neil, I know." So.
Oh yeah.
But he has agreed to come on as well. Same with Matt Dillahunty has also agreed, and Paulogia, and Cosmic Skeptic, and Rationality Rules. They've all agreed to come on. It's
awesome.
Just a matter of, but they're all those people are super busy people, so it's a matter of being able to arrange a time for that to happen.
Yep.
Right. So yeah.
We have the luxury, I guess, of YouTube not being our jobs. The luxury.
Well, I like doing the YouTube stuff, man. I really enjoy this, and it doesn't get in the way of my full-time job. I like
same here.
Do my
I would say that I would like to do it full-time if it weren't so finicky, because YouTube's always changing the rules, and if you even use the word atheist, they will demonetize you to hell. So I don't think it's something that I am ready to rely upon unless things drastically change.
That's what they have Patreon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I have a PayPal me actually now, because I said I wasn't going to do Patreon until I passed 1,000 subs, and now I'm actually getting pretty close. I think. Not entirely sure. Can somebody go check, like IQ? Go check and see what I still need new boobs. What? Oh, so he just posted my PayPal link. I'm not getting a boob job, IQ. Come on, man. Seriously. But once I hit 1,000 or past 1,000, I'll probably start up. I have it ready to go, but I haven't done anything with it. So
Yeah. And there are so many different factors in becoming a YouTube partner too. You have, can you see it? 962.
962. That's not bad. I'm getting there. I'm under
Yeah.
40 now. Under 40 away. Wow, shit.
Yes. I think I'm one away from 250.
You're only at 250? What?
Yep.
That can't be. Guys, go and sub to her right fucking now. Okay?
Thank you.
Because she's got really good content and spread the word because she's criminally undersubbed. And I'll talk to all the bigwigs like that I know and see about getting them to help out with that as well. Awesome.
Thank you.
Neil's Patreon sexy dance with his own music. Yeah, if you want me to, sure. I'll put on a nice little pink tutu. and a snorkel and mask. And yeah, no, I'm not going to get that ridiculous.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, there you go. IQ shared your channel right there.
Awesome. The weird thing is it shows my old username, and I thought I changed my URL to Skeptic She, but I think that's the channel URL, not the user URL. I don't know.
Yes, Mark linked it in the description, and IQ just put it there. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with either. It's just it's weird that it shows my old name on there.
When did you do the change?
Probably like a month ago.
It may not have kicked in yet. YouTube can be really slow with that shit.
Because I know if you just do youtube.com/SkepticShe, it works. But if you put user in it, then it gives you that. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
YouTube's been weird for a while. I have over 2,300 subs on my other channel. So.
Wait, you have another channel?
Yeah, it's a gaming channel. You're not going to be. It's all about Yu-Gi-Oh. I play a children's card game badly, and for some reason, people want to watch me. I think it's about the pack openings, though, because I do a lot of pack opening videos. Yes, gotcha. That's great, people. Hey, one quick second. I'll grab a pre-made deck that I did here with no sleeves on it, but yeah, there you go. Children's card game.
Thank you.
So shiny.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and you can't play poker with these guys. Sorry, but it's a lot of fun. And I actually got hooked on this game because of my ex-wife's kids. I came home one day and they were watching it on TV, and I like anime, and I have for a long time.
Yeah.
Since the 80s, when I was watching stuff like Robotech and Star Blazers and stuff, and Astro Boy, and so I came home and I said, "Oh, you watch this anime?" They go, "Yeah, it's called Yu-Gi-Oh." So I sat and watched it with them. About halfway through the show, I'm like, "Is this actually a game? Like, do you guys know about this? Like, is there cards?" And they got all excited and ran into their room and grabbed all their cards and said, "Yeah, look, let's play." I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to play, so you guys are going to show me." And of course, they didn't actually know how to play. They knew the rules from the TV show, which were really wrong, but we learned it. And then I started buying the cards, and I bought them cards, and of course the inevitable split between me and her because of her cocaine habit and doing other dudes. Yeah.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Well, shit happens, right? You live, you learn. So I got into it, and I started going to tournaments and getting to know all the other kids and stuff like that. And they just love being in my videos and shit like that. It's one of the first places I was called the biker pirate, because everyone thinks I'm like a biker or a pirate. So
that's accurate.
Yeah. And I've been kind of hooked and doing it for a long time. And I quit for quite a few years because life just got in the way. And now I just came back, and all of a sudden, everyone that was subbed to my old channel, they're all excited. "Oh, he's back! He's back!" So I started posting videos again, and they're all excited again. So it's pretty fun.
Oh man, that's awesome! I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I should put warnings, because kids will be watching this at home, like 8, 9, 10-year-old kids or whatever. And of course, I'm like, "Fuck this!" And fuck. Kids, remember, don't let your parents know you're watching my channel. But I mean, they're gonna find out that crap in real life anyway. So
yeah, they're gonna hear that at daycare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like from their teachers. All right. So we're just about done. Like, holy crap, man, an hour just flew by, right?
I know. What the heck?
So let me ask you a couple more questions before we jump into the after party.
Awesome.
How long now have you been an atheist?
5 years and 5 months.
Right. And you've discussed this on your channel as well, correct?
Yeah. And I have I have a written blog, so I have a nice little tracker of when I started thinking through stuff, which is cool. To go back.
Do you have if you give me the link to that blog, it's viewable by anyone, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is. It's really easy. SkepticShe.wordpress.com.
Okay.
So there you go. I don't write there very often, but it is what I use to read, or I'll read off of it sometimes on my channel.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah. If I don't think I can just spitball, I'll write a blog first.
I think you, if you don't mind, if you give me the link to that, so people can actually go and read your thoughts about it all, I think that would add to this. So, and then I'll add it to the description box afterwards. All right.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
But anyways, why don't we wrap this up and jump into an after party? Oh, I had another question for you. Once you became an atheist and you had that self-realization that you no longer believed, what was that? Was that like a defining moment, like a mini epiphany of sorts for you?
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't really, since it was such a long buildup, it wasn't really as crazy of a moment as I thought it was going to be. But I think the very last conversation I had, I called that family member who had deconverted before me and told them that I was still afraid of the idea of going to hell because, the only unforgivable sin is not believing in Jesus. So, and all they had to say was, do you really want to keep believing something purely out of fear? And I was like, no, I think I'm an atheist. So,
good question.
Yeah, and that was actually
never be a motivator for something like that.
Yep. And it was just so happened to be exactly a year after I graduated college. So I always remember the day.
Great show. Thank you, Angie. Must sleep. Take care all. Yeah, David, it's stupid o'clock where you are. Go to bed.
He doesn't sleep.
I know. David just doesn't. That's where he it's like he unplugs for an hour, then plugs back in, and then he's all over the place again.
He's on an American schedule, or not an American schedule, like our time zones.
Yeah.
Because you're not, you know what I mean.
I saw a conversation recently with a bunch of people talking about getting rid of time zones. I'm like, that'd be great, but you can't really do that because it'll be 3 p.m. across the globe, but half the world is dark and the other half is light. Like, what the fuck?
Or the sun is rising or setting. The seasons are different. Yeah,
You can't do that. Unfortunately, the time zones are a necessity in order for things to actually function properly.
Yep. Even though it's all arbitrary.
Yeah. Well, we had to come up with some way of regulating how things go here, I guess.
Yep.
Sleep just means you're out of coffee. Good one, Jeff. I miss Santi. Oh. Santi. Well, Santi's fairly new here. She done anything to earn the wrench yet? I'm totally kidding. I'm a wrench whore. There you go. You are now moderator, Santi.
Santi, do you still celebrate Catholic holidays? No, I don't. I don't at all. And I guess like Catholic holidays are your typical Christian holidays, Easter, Christmas, all of that. I just say that I celebrate the solstice, and if I want to decorate, I will. But I try really hard not to call it Christmas.
I'll have to get Santi on the show too at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that swig, why don't we bring this to an end and jump into an after party? Because, and guys, I can only go for about an hour because Nokasuchi has been bugging me to come on his show, and I told him I would tonight, and that's going to be
Nice.
around 8:30ish. So I'm going to take a bit of a break, go and do my usual, have a quick cigarette and a pee, because we only rent beer. So, and then I'll send you a fresh link. I'll do it again through the email so that it's easier for you, because for whatever reason you can't seem to get into your Twitter on your laptop. Did you forget your password or what?
Yeah, I change my passwords all the time just because I'm a security weirdo. So I forget my passwords all the time, and I have to change them pretty much every time I log into something. And Twitter only let me give one attempt at changing it. So
No, because in the fucking chat right now, you got 2 hours, bro. I know, but I might have a couple of smokes, okay, Noka? So, and besides, I'm gonna want to have a bit of a break in between my after show and your show, so I can smoke a doobie too and be right on the same level as you, brother.
Nice. My fiance is in the professional cannabis industry, so he would appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I want to be friends with your fiance now.
Oh yeah. One of our first international trips that we want to take together is to Canada, so maybe we'll pay you a visit.
That'd be sweet. We sit around, have a couple of beers or drinks or whatever your drink of choice is, and they got a couple of doobs. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine lives in the building with me. He's also my dealer. Anyway, I'm not giving out any names, but it's fine because it's legal in Canada, so it doesn't matter. But that's where we go and hang out there, and you guys are more than welcome to come and hang out with us and listen to some tunes and
Awesome.
that kind of thing. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm the boring one who doesn't partake because I work for an energy company, so I have to pee clean.
Oh, I see. I was going to say just smoke the sativa. That's the one that actually gives you energy, whereas the indica can sap you of it, right? So.
Yeah. Well, I don't even drink alcohol anymore either. I don't know if that'll change.
How do you?
I'm such a freaking lightweight about everything, and like my body is oversensitive to everything, and I was just like, I don't like how this makes me feel. So
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
well,
but I'm one of those people where I'm very low maintenance when it comes to what other people do, so I do not mind being in a bar or at a party where everyone else is.
Sure, you just point and laugh.
Yeah, just don't make me drive you home.
You don't even want to be the DD.
I don't own a car, so you would have to let me borrow your car and give me gas money. So.
Oh, I can handle gas money. I got lots of money.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that out loud. I live in Timbuktu, right? There you go. No, anyway, yeah. So let's do that. Let's get into an after party. I mean, we are pretty much on the hour now. And Lauren, man, thanks so much for chatting with me today. It was really, really cool getting to know you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were, willing to share the story and all that stuff, and just talk about random nonsense.
You're roboting again.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Talk to your Wi-Fi people. But I was just saying thanks for coming on and rambling with me about your deconversion and other things. And
Awesome.
we'll do some more. We'll do some more in an after party. So if you guys would like to be involved and say hello to Lauren, let me know through my Twitter. On my group, I have my usual suspects group, and I'll probably add you to that at some point. But I think you're only allowed 50 people, and I think I'm at the max right now. But people kind of drop in and out all the time.
Yeah.
See what happens. I'm also have my Discord. Thanks for posting that. Yeah, I got to get used to saying that now. IQ made me a Discord. So, and just so you guys know, I also have, if you're a freshly converted person, you're having some issues, I do have some helpful links below in the description as well, like secular therapy, recovering from religion, and the Clergy Project. And I also have all of Lauren's relevant links, and we'll add the blog link to it as soon as I get a chance
Awesome.
to. And until then,
bye, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for dropping in, Jeff. It's cool that you made it. Matthew says he's in. Okay, good. We'll, of course, Diana wants to come in. Diana, the lavender lady, she's awesome.
Nice.
One of the first people that was like arms wide open when I came to the community. So, and we had a connection with our preference for good Scotch, good single malt Scotch. So
I think I've heard her mention that.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we're going to get into an after party. I believe I don't think I posted a link yet on Twitter for the watch link, but I'll do that. And if anyone would like to be involved, again, I already know a couple that do, so I will post links and we'll get into it. And I'll email you a fresh one, but just give me about 10 minutes or so. And
Nice.
And we'll get after party.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and hanging out with Lauren and I. I hope you guys had as good a time as we did, because we're pretty much laughing. And I love every opportunity I get to talk about my experiences poking people's eyes out. That's always a lot of fun. It keeps people from messing with me. Anyway, I'm too slow and old now. Hey, just let me get your eye there, buddy. No, don't move. Yeah. But all right, guys, until next time, like I always say at the end of these things, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks. See you later.
Peace.